Welcome to the Get Over Yourself podcast. This is author and athlete Brad Kearns discovering ways to be healthy, fit, and happy in hectic, high-stress modern life. So let's slow down and take a deep breath, take a cold plunge, and expertly balance that competitive intensity with an appreciation of the journey. That's the theme of the show. Here we go. The Get Over Yourself podcast is brought to you by Almost Heaven, beautiful compact home use sauna kits, ancestral supplements, grass-fed organ meats in a capsule, DNA Fit, genetic testing for custom diet and exercise recommendations, Integro Health, high-potency liquid probiotic called Flourish, Organifi, organic powdered superfoods, delicious green, gold, and red powders, Wild Idea Buffalo, sustainable, grass-fed, beyond organic, real ketones, clean burning ketones for athletic performance and fat loss. And check out the bradkearns.com/shop page. That's my personal selection of favorite products for health, fitness, and peak performance. And here we go with the show.
Welcome to the Old People Outtake Podcast.
Exactly.
Yeah, man. So those husbands that are bitching out their wives, you're getting fat.
They better be careful.
A good comeback would be, well, watch out for your fat liver, buddy. Yeah, I went through this long, phone application process for the healthy life insurance. I'm self-employed. I buy my own life insurance.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, cool. I'll get a massive discount.
Right.
And they're asking me all the questions and stuff. But it seems like if the life insurance companies are really smart, they would go out and do a performance test for these people.
Yeah.
And then I'll charge you $50 because it's still, still going to pay off for them.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right?
That makes sense.
Hey, how about a backwards commercial? Are you ready? So, go to OrganifiShop.com and enter the discount code BRAD for 20% off your order. That's ORGANIFI shop.com. Why would I do something as silly as a backwards commercial? It's because I'm positive you have to try this stuff. Trust me, order some now. It's going to change your life. Organifi is an organic superfood supplement company. They're known for their greens. You take them when you travel, get all your nutrition. But I like their top secret Organifi Gold warm relaxation beverage. This is the single best tasting tea you will ever try in your life. So if you want something soothing, delicious, nutritious at the end of your busy, productive day, pour yourself a scoop of Organifi Gold. What's in there? Turmeric, the anti-inflammatory superstar, is the base. And then, listen to this, smooth coconut milk, cinnamon, ginger, lemon balm, and 2 super mushrooms. It's legit. It's delicious. Check it all out at OrganifiShop.com. And don't forget to put in B.rad for 20% off. Try Organifi Gold. If you're not totally satisfied, send it back to me and I'll keep it. Okay, honoring the mission of the Get Over Yourself podcast to be real and authentic and talk about the stuff that we talk about after the record button is stopped. So we're hanging around in the room, asking him how basketball's going with his kids. And I decided to push the record button again because we got into some interesting concepts about longevity and what happens after menopause and the different concerns you might have as a postmenopausal female. And then for the males out there, what happens when we start to age and our testosterone starts to decline and we start to develop visceral fat around the digestive organs. So it's how to age gracefully, avoid some of these downward spirals that happen even when we carry on business as usual with our dietary habits. They start to have a worse and worse impact as we age. Dr. Ron talks about the importance of weight training, strength training as you go through your advanced decades and how that's such a big benefit to your metabolism. Things like squats. He asks his patients to perform a set of squats as an excellent marker for their longevity. I mentioned the Cooper Institute using the 1 mile run time as a longevity predictor. So nice little tidbits, especially if you're getting into the advanced decades about how to do things right and preserve your health and enjoy a long, happy life. Dr. Ron, Breather Show, thank you.
But after menopause,
After menopause, what happens?
So after menopause, their cardiovascular risk starts to approach that of males, and often their lipids.
Before menopause, menopause, they're better off than the males.
So before menopause, often they might have the excess weight, but you won't see the lipid abnormalities and increased cardiovascular risk. So that's why that sort of same scenario couple that I talked about, even though yes, the spouse, the wife might be heavier, it's the skinny male that's at more cardiovascular risk because more of the carbohydrates are going towards lipid production, and we tend to see higher CRP elevations in many cases as well too.
So those husbands that are bitching out their wives, you're getting fat. You better, They better be careful. A good comeback would be, well, watch out for your fat liver, buddy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you're the one that might drop dead from a heart attack. So yeah.
And then after menopause, you said something catches up.
Yeah. So after menopause, then you start to see the vascular or the metabolic abnormalities approach more of a male. So you might see the lipid abnormalities and their overall heart risk starts to merge more with males after menopause.
Why is it? Why is menopause the trigger?
So, it's a good question. We can think about maybe some theoretical origins. So maybe during fertility years before menopause, your body has more space or buffer because you've got to support pregnancy, fertility. So having more fat doesn't lead to the adverse metabolic effects, basically. But after menopause, your body's saying, you're done having kids. So why are we still eating this garbage, right? So.
Okay.
So
duly warned.
Duly warned. Yeah.
So, after menopause, or for the male, as the advancing years and our testosterone numbers decline by 10%, and our strength and our power output and all those measurable things, what can we do to right the ship? I know Maffetone says you should consume less carbs over the passing decades of your life because you become more insulin resistant just due to passage of time. Is that anything along those lines?
I would agree because, I'm definitely in the later.
Welcome to the Old People Outtake Podcast.
Exactly.
Yeah, man.
We definitely do see the A1C start to creep up, the glucose numbers. So I think with aging, you have to stay ahead of the insulin resistant race as far as possible. So keeping carbohydrates restrained makes a lot of sense to me. And then just making sure you are staying up on the weight training, the resistance training, so we can protect those muscle reserves. Again, coming back to my patients that have the skinny fat habitus and they're lacking the muscle reserves, and they're spending so much time just sitting all day, right? So they're already way behind. Sarcopenia, this entity of muscle wasting with aging, we're seeing that much earlier in sedentary office workers, right? So you got to stay ahead of the game. So you've got to make sure you're getting adequate weight training along with adequate protein intake as well in the diet.
What's so good about the weight training and keeping muscle mass?
Yeah, the muscle mass basically will help us metabolize fuel. The muscle cells themselves also have, chemicals that are released in hormones that can help with the anti-aging process. So there's just a lot of good things happen when you can retain muscle mass from a metabolic and a lifestyle perspective.
And this is something that takes so little time. There's almost no excuse not to go hoist a little bit of weight. And when I say weight, I'm not talking about loading your back with a squat bar, but using the resistance tubes or anything that's comfortable. Body weight exercises, all that stuff counts.
Yep, absolutely.
Just maintaining muscle mass.
Yeah. It's interesting. A lot of these patients, what I do is I might give them an app or I teach them how to do a very simple squat. And one of their vital signs is, let's see how many squats you can do right now without getting too out of breath or tired. And often for these guys, it's like 8 or 10. Yeah, exactly, right?
Not good.
So that's not good. And then we teach them basically how to do this properly. And in their 2 or 3 month follow-up, in addition to looking at their triglycerides and other numbers, I'm like, how are the squats going? And sometimes I'll use an app to track it. Yeah, totally.
There's no faking that. They're going fine, Dr. Ron. They're going great. I love them. It feels really good.
Right.
Yeah? Okay, let's go.
Well, I did 1,000 days, so I can't do it in the office. Right?
That's a great comeback. Oh, my gosh.
Yeah. So,
the Cooper Institute has this data put out about the mile run.
Yeah.
And so one's mile time at age 50 is strongly predictive of your chances of living to 80 healthily.
Sure. Yeah.
Pretty awesome.
Yeah, I think that's what led to a lot of insurance companies use a mile run for their
they do? The insurance companies do?
I think, I don't know if they still do, but I remember they'd always reference the Cooper study as one of the,
How are they going to time you then? To ensure, I mean, if they're putting it on that, there is a metric.
Yeah.
I went through this long, phone application process for the healthy life insurance. I'm self-employed. I buy my own life insurance. I'm like, oh, cool. I'll get a massive discount.
Right.
And they're asking me all the questions and stuff. But it seems like if the life insurance companies were really smart, they would go out and do a performance test for these people.
Yeah.
And then I'll charge you $50 because it's still, still going to pay off for them.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right?
That makes sense.
All right.
Good
Outtake.
Stuff. All right.
Yeah.
Cool.
Thank you for listening to the show. We would love your feedback at getoveryourselfpodcast@gmail.com. And we would also love if you could leave a rating and a review on iTunes or wherever you listen to podcasts. I know it's a hassle. You have to go to desktop iTunes, click on the tab that says ratings and reviews, and then click to rate the show anywhere from 5 to 5 stars. And it really helps spread the word so more people can find the show and get over themselves because they need to. Thanks for doing it. Here's a wild idea. How about eating some good, clean, delicious, sustainably raised meat instead of the nasty, trashy feedlot animals, the vast majority of our meat consumption? No wonder there's vegetarians and vegans out there. But look, Wild Idea Buffalo is 100% grass-fed and finished meat. They roam on the open range as they have been for 130,000 years. This wonderful company is doing the best they can to give these animals a good life, harvest them in a humane manner. Check this out. 40 million cattle are slaughtered every year and pushed into the mainstream food supply. You've read books like Fast Food Nation with the disastrous health impact and consequences of this mess. And then, by contrast, 60,000 buffalo a year are harvested. Much more nutritional value, much better feeling deep inside when you order quality meat. Go to wildidea.com, order direct. They'll ship it to your house. It's delicious. You'll be a convert right away. There's nothing in the world like Buffalo Burger. Fantastic. Try it.